back and
meeting in
forth.
order at 3:35 p.m. Secretary Gressel will attend with the roll
So
call.
what's on the more up, right?
President Vaughn,
Present.
Vice President Wilson, Treasurer Singh, Speaker Kangan, here. Senator Bernard,
Here.
Senator Martin, here. Senator Stankovic, here. Senator Isopano, Senator Barrymore, Senator Seed, Senator Trin,
Here.
Senator Tab,
Here.
Senator Clark,
Here.
Senator Shaheen, Senator Medina, Senator Najib,
Here.
Senator Seal, Senator Svengross, here. Senator Williams,
Here.
Senator Patel,
Here.
Senator Koja,
Present.
Senator Pachetti,
Here.
Senator Downer, Senator Pink, Senator Pedersen, Senator Kabuti, Director Jane,
Present.
Director Najar, here. Director Novoselsky, Director Stevens,
Present.
Senator Cruz,
Present.
Senator Wilson,
Here.
Senator McFarley,
Present.
Senator Martis, Senator Bechtel,
Here.
Senator Gamara,
Present.
Senator Walsh.
Present.
Okay, I'll start off the announcements. I know the agenda looked a little different. That's because I took the Constitution off. We're just going to review it one more time, and we'll make the April 7th meeting longer.
Well, if you have me as president.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Okay, any other announcements? Any, Senator Najib.
Hey, so if you haven't read your emails or Facebook or Twitter or anything that's on the computer, I have me and Senator Martin survey out for our college discount program, so please fill it out, please share it, tag it, do whatever you gotta do. So that way, as many students can see it, so that way they know what's out there for them, so that way we can get them discounts to the places that they'll actually use. So, thank you, and please look.
Senator Smith.
Me and Kyle, we went to the meeting about construction the other day, and we're gonna need volunteers on April 27th. It's a Thursday. I'll send you guys an email too, but we basically just need there to build the structure, so.
President Pond.
Regarding construction, like who are you meeting with when you guys are meeting?
We were with Randy and then the engineers and architects that were like a part of the,
Are you meeting with them again?
I don't know.
Can you get a breakdown of how our money was spent that we allocated to them so that in future years when we're allocating that money, we know what's going into it?
Yeah, I guess they're just using it all for the can.
Yeah, that's what we decided at the meeting.
Yeah.
That's
That's pretty much all it's going to is CAM.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's gonna be at the off-campus location, right? We're not.
Yeah, we
having
don't-
one on
yeah.
CSU. Okay. Any other announcements? Okay, moving on to old business, would someone entertain a motion to ratify the meeting minutes from the March 10th meeting? Senator Najib.
I motion to ratify the meeting
I
minutes.
move to
I move to ratify the meeting minutes from, what date?
March 10th.
From March 10th.
Do I hear a second? Senator Concurrent.
I second.
Any discussion on the matter? Objections? Hearing none, motion passes. On to business, we have the e-board update from President Kwon. I'll go back on that.
Hello, everyone. We just came from a JFAC meeting before this, so I'll give you a breakdown of the decisions that were made, how student dollars are being spent. As you know, there was a 10% reduction taken away from each individual GFAC unit, of which we are one of them. So there's a $110,000 pot that's going to student groups. Today, we allocated $4,600 to lift up bikes for the purpose of a new refrigerator, because they can't hold some of the fresh goods that they have, some of the perishable goods, and some other things. We allocated $2,323 to Student Veterans Association, for the purpose, I think, for a television and some other resource-based things that they need. They have a new office. Have they been here to speak with us at all yet? No. They have a new office across the street, between Cafe Aroma and Subway. So, we're able to support them through that fund. And then there was two separate requests from Graduate Student Association. One was for $17,500. They have a national graduate student conference that they're going to host here at CSU. And then some other operational programmatic things that they needed money for. And then they had a $10,000 request for a student hardship fund for graduate students. So essentially, when a student finds himself on hard times and they're having to decide whether they can pay rent or pay tuition, they can go request money through this fund. And there's another one where students can also request money to use for resource development, like to go to conferences, things of that nature. So just keeping you up to date with those things. The other thing I wanted to bring your attention was that I went to the Ohio Senate, or the Ohio House of Representatives on last Wednesday. And I testified in front of the Finance Subcommittee on Higher Education. So they essentially decide, what proportion of state subsidy each university gets, each public institution in Ohio. As you may know, we are a public institution, so a lot of our funding does come from state subsidy. We got $75 million from the state this year to support, in addition to what you guys paid to fund the university. But that's still about 8% less than we received in 2008. So after the recession, we are still working at the margins for what we get from the state. So essentially, what I was advocating for was an increased state subsidy. And how do you make that argument? Obviously, everyone wants more money, but you have to be able to argue that we're using that money effectively. Because I'm in student government, because we're in Student Government Association. I don't know what happened. But, we work with the finance team, PBEC, the Planning, Budgeting, and Advocacy Committee for the university. So next year, someone else is going to serve on that. And it's important to know that and relay that information to the Student Senate, because we have to know where our dollars go. And I was able to explain that to the committee. Basically explain, the money that we get from the state subsidy doesn't necessarily cover what we need for students to be successful. And then I also advocate on behalf of the $300 proposed fee that would be assessed to all students for covering the cost of textbooks. That was the one that we signed the resolution on behalf of as a Senate 3 weeks ago. And they were very receptive to that. And it would appear that they're going to take that out of the budget. I'm also going to travel to Columbus on Wednesday, to meet with some folks regarding higher education and budgetary process. So if that's something you're interested in, you want to understand the state legislature and how it works, we're going to have a couple of governmental liaisons come visit student government once they get a chance. But if you're interested, reach out to me. Even after student government, reach out to me and I'll figure out, how we can help you guys get these resources and get placed in jobs and internships or co-ops. Because, I only know what I know. What I don't know, I don't know. So if you're proactive in telling me, I can, it's possible I can, help you out. Any questions for me? No? All right, cool.
Up next, we have the treasurer update from Treasurer Singh. And while he gets that prepared, I just want to remind you guys all that the deadline to submit your bios is 5 p.m. So if you haven't done that, don't spend any time with it. I guess it's just.
Hello everyone, how you doing? So, does everyone have a copy?
balance is $219. This has a breakdown. Before the fourth pairing, we originally had $58.60, and we got additional $10,000 from a GFAC. Like I mentioned in the last meeting, that I'm going to reach out to all the organizations we funded before, and which haven't used the money, so we recovered $19,785. So before the fourth pairing, our balance was $35,645, and the fourth pairing,
Yeah.
for the fourth pairing, we allocated $33,426.99, and $2,000 for one-time 250. After that, the balance is $292. And if you guys look at the second page, here's the allocation we made by finance committee. Any questions?
Director Stevens.
Yeah, I see here that the Ballet Dancers Association, they requested $450, but they were granted $449.99. Is there any reasoning for that?
Sure. Senator Walsh can answer that question.
Senator Walsh.
Well, I made that motion, but the finance committee, the dollar amount gets rounded up to the nearest dollar. I didn't know you were gonna actually put that. So that was like kind of an inside joke, but it actually got put on there.
See, that was more than a second in the meeting, so.
We'll take our motions very seriously. Okay, any other questions? About the laptop? Okay, any discussion, any other discussion on the matter? Motions? Hearing none, the motion passes. Moving on to our senator reports or updates, Senator Fink.
Alright, hey guys, back to you again with my student org contact project. For those that don't know, last semester I made a contact email list of all the student orgs at the school, and this seems to be the never-ending project, so that was too good to be true. I found out, I was told that as a student organization, we're not supposed to have email contact to every other student organization, some sort of privacy thing. So I talked to Dan Lenhart, and what we decided to do is we are coming up with a new idea, a new project. What we're going to do is grant limited access of all the student organizations to our OrgSync page, whereby they can view forms that we designate for them. So as a way to contact them and share projects and ideas and communications, what we can do is upload a form onto the OrgSync page, click on the student organization group, and they're the ones who can see that. Maybe this will be a simpler way to get things that we need to them, hopefully more interaction. What we're doing is the form has been created. It's called the Student Organization Leader Group. That's on OrgSync under Forms. Dan Lenhart is going to send out with his Monday newsletter information about that. I drafted a letter for the organizations. They're going to respond back to me, hopefully, if I get lucky, with them wanting to participate. Once that happens, we're going to take them, fill out their information, we'll fill out the form, grant them this limited access to our OrgSync page. So if you guys are part of any student organizations or know of any, please convey this to them. Sometimes the participation and feedback back from student organizations isn't exactly stellar. So if you guys can help make that possible, that'd be great. I believe that's all I got for it.
Any questions for Senator Fink? No? Thank you. Moving on to our next senator report, Senator Trin.
Hi everyone. So my senator project is for the VITA program. It is short for the Volunteer Income Tax Program, which is an IRS program that is designed to help low and moderate income families. And for that definition, in Ohio, is for $52,000 and less taxpayer to complete their annual tax return with no cost. So if anyone here wants to complete a tax, feel free to go there. And I am interested in this program because I think it's very beneficial for accounting students or anyone who wants to get into the tax professional career. So this program is everywhere and extremely accessible. It provides students with community service hours and with their hand-on learning experience, like how to do tax, and they give out the certification, which is very crucial for anyone who wants to pursue a career in tax. So for the program, the application process starts in April, and the approved candidate will be noticed to start in August to October, to start in November, and their busy tax season from January to April. That's when they will be needed for a volunteer. These are the location. If you want to do a free tax return, please go here. And this is the process I made. And right now, I already finished the projects. There are 6 students who reached out to me. I already finished all their resume and application, and they're already applied, and they just wouldn't hear back. That's it. Thank you very much.
Moving on to the last Senator report. Senator Charlie. I really didn't think this was going to be like a 10-minute meeting, guys. Yeah. And then the reason why we took out the Constitution editing was because I need to email that all for you to review beforehand, so we're all on the same page and we're not asking redundant questions. So that will be at the April 7th meeting as well. And we were going to take a picture, but it seems like our Senate is kind of empty, so we might have to wait on that one too. Should we take one later? Okay, all right. What is it?
Hello, beautiful people. How are you doing? I know it's Friday and it's early, so I'm going to try and make this as quickly and eloquently as possible. Around spring break, a few senators and I believe Director Najjar met with Dean Bond regarding the physics program. I believe the state of Ohio does a routine audit in which every single university that has programs, less than 40 students, they get placed on a separate list, and that list is up for defunding. So Dr. Bond came to these senators with a lot of sense of urgency to make sure that we maintain our physics program, and I decided to take up the opportunity to kind of spread awareness about this issue, and we held an event earlier this week, and we compiled about 2,871 signatures to help spread awareness and show the Board of Trustees that we really do care about our physics program. And I'd like to thank Director Najjar, Speaker Kagan, Senator Najib, and Senator Medina for helping me out with that project. And everyone else, if I didn't know your name, or I didn't say your name, thank you so much. Oh, and the Treasurer, thank you for that. The Board of Trustees met yesterday, and they voted that they would like to make a formal decision in November of next year. So the issue is not 100% resolved, but as of now, the tone that I'm hearing from a lot of the people from the Board of Trustees is that this is something that they would like to take into consideration. They don't have any plans to defund it, but we don't know until they vote. So if there are any other senators next year that want to keep up the fight and save the program, it's all yours. But as of now, the vote is going to be in November.
Any questions for Senator? Dr. Najjar, do you have anything to add? No? Go ahead. Senator Clark.
This might be helpful to promote. Dr. Walker is starting a scholarship fund for people considering declaring a physics major. They get around $1,500 a semester.
Dr. Najjar.
So I will be meeting with some of the physics professors soon, just to reconvene to ask to to talk about it. I think they would like to do something, continue the conversation. I'm not sure what they have in mind or what they would like to say, but if anyone's super interested, you can come let me know, and then we can plan that together. But I'll be willing to meet them.
Yeah, I was just asking, do they stop collecting the signatures or anything like that, or is there any way that you can get involved?
I'm sure that we can keep on getting signatures going. It was just really a short time period, so we compiled the signatures starting Monday, and we presented them on Thursday. So if we can always keep on getting signatures, there's so many students at the school.
Yeah.
But I think almost 3,000 signatures in 2 days is actually a really good accomplishment. So I really want to help this out.
Dr. Navarro.
So I should probably think about this before doing twice, so sorry, but, I also would like to say thank you to everyone who helped, Senator Harley especially, Aisha, everyone that went out and got signatures, like the new senators, you guys did a lot of work too, so thank you so much for all of that.
Just because, Pichetti, you talked, is the newsletter ready for printing, or is it set in stone?
Not done.
Because I was wondering, maybe we should put an update, just because I think a lot of people are aware now. They probably want to know what outcome is coming from it. Okay, sounds good, that's just what I want to talk about, thank you. So I guess I can just talk until 4 here, because I just have a couple things to say now that we are all dressed in here. Senator reports, I expect that hopefully everyone will have them at least finished by the next meeting. By the next meeting, we're also going to review the Constitution, and then hopefully that will go into effect next fall. Other than that, what you can expect from Senate activities, I guess, is me and Dr. Najjar are trying to put together some type of an inventory of just what we've accomplished this year and what we want others to know that we have finished, or just ourselves and amongst ourselves to know that, like, hey, this is not exactly what we present at the meeting, but our senators are hardworking behind the scenes too, so we just want to make sure that we're all aware of our public service. I think April 14th is the next time that we're all free from senator duties or Senate meetings, so that might be a possible date. So just now within yourselves, try and keep that date available to meet as a Senate. Other directors, people are obviously not required to attend, but we're just going to talk about what things have worked this year and what things can improve. Aside from that, we also have our membership luncheon coming up at the end of the year. Our last meeting is the 21st, so it's going to be a week after that, so probably April 28th, so keep that date open as well. And we're just going to recognize our graduates and just hand out those scholarship awards, Senator of the Year, Director of the Year, and all that stuff. So that is still needing to be planned, so we're going to get that finished. Other than that, anyone else? Any announcements?
This week I have sent a request for duplication for the marketing material to get out for the textbook drive. The big week for the textbook drive is going to be finals week, because I'm hoping that students will dump their books when they're finished with them, if they're kind of charitable. So when those go up, if you guys could just tell everyone that you know that this initiative is supposed to help alleviate the stress of buying textbooks for students next year. Hopefully they'll consider it, so that would be really appreciated if you guys could just spread the word. Thank you.
Any other questions, concerns? None? Okay, so I adjourn this meeting at 3:58 p.m.